Hi, my friends. Frank Weiss from the Cranwell Foundation here. We're getting ready for a big game tomorrow. We travel to Kingston, Pennsylvania to play a school called the Wyoming Seminary, a good Pennsylvania tough football team. So we have our work cut out for us. It's a 5:30 start, and it's pretty close to my sister Kitty's house, which is great. So she'll be able to come to the game. But we're pretty fired up, and then after that, we've got two more games, two very tough games. Cheshire Academy and Hampton Hall, New Haven, which is very, very good this year. So we have our work cut out for us, and the boys are doing great. In the gospel today, Jesus cures a man on the Sabbath. And right before he does it, he questions the Pharisees and the scholars of the law and questions, is it right for me to cure on the Sabbath? And they're speechless. They know it's against the law that we see in the book of Leviticus in the Old Testament. But Jesus also knows that if he's got that kind of power, they really don't want to mess with him. And he goes and cures a man, and he says to these religious leaders, who among you, if you had a son or daughter that fell into a ditch on the Sabbath, wouldn't you go down there to help him, even though it's against the law or the prescribed law? I've been questioned about helping a few of the boys I'm helping this year, putting pretty much all the resources to four boys, three at Canterbury and one at one little boy in Bayside. And my response is I'd much rather help a few kids than give a small donation to an organization where it goes to administrative fees or doesn't really help one person, very much. But with these three, especially with the three at Canterbury, the little boy at Bayside's doing great, and that's very light tuition payment. But the three boys here at Canterbury, it's a significant investment. The twins from Manchester and Cornell from Brownsville, Brooklyn. But I will say the common denominator among the three boys here is no father figure in the home. And is that important? Absolutely. A long time ago, I did some prison ministry, and none of the inmates had any relationship with their fathers. And so, with time, we come to know the absence of a father hugely affects the development of the child. And so, what do I feel like I'm called to do? I feel like I'm called to step in and serve as their father, at least while they're here. And I don't want to let them go after they spend a year here. I'm lining the boys up. The twins, I'm trying to get them in the Curry College that specializes, has a program that specializes in kids with a learning need. And Cornell, I'm looking at a college in lower New York State that looks great. It looks like a perfect fit. So I'm working hard to get all three boys in and get the funding necessary to make sure they can have an opportunity to graduate from college. I mean, wouldn't that be amazing? And so again, people might think I'm crazy, but for me, I think it's a great investment. And if you'd like to support our work, now I've raised $110,000. I raised $80,000 at a golf tournament, which was great, very successful, at a beautiful course, and I charged $10,000 a foursome. Believe it or not, I got 8 foursomes, or I got sponsors for the 8. So that was a huge home run. Then I raised another 30, but I've got to raise another 70 to make sure I get these boys covered for this year and the little boy up here and the little boy in Bayside. So if you can go to www.cranwellfoundation.com and make a donation, it's tax deductible, and it can go a long way in supporting my role as what I perceive to be a father to these young, good men. So if you can help me, back up these kids the way I think they need it, I think God will bless all of us for it. Okay, God bless you, and I hope you can make a contribution.